This video we will continue working the practice final form A, and we are now on to problem 2. We have to perform the indicated operation and simplify completely. The first thing I'm going to do is rewrite this here, 3x minus 2 times 3x minus 2, and then I'll rewrite the entire portion of it. Now I will multiply out these two binomial, so that becomes 3x times 3x is 9x squared, 3x times negative 2 is negative 6x, negative 2 times 3x is negative 6x, and negative 2 times negative 2 becomes positive 4. I'm going to also multiply these two binomial, so that will give me minus 3. And if I multiply that, since it's difference of squares, I'm going to have x squared plus 2x minus 2x minus 4. Now I'm going to simplify or combine like terms. So we have 9x squared minus 12x plus 4. And then I bring down the minus 3 and simplify the inside the parentheses, which we know is going to be work out the difference of squares. Now what I'm going to do is distribute that negative 3 to the inside of the parentheses. So we have 9x squared minus 12x plus 4 minus 3x squared plus 12. And now we combine like terms. So notice the 9x squared minus 3x squared will give me 6x squared. The negative 12x, there's no like term with that, so minus 12x. And then I have a positive 4 and a positive 12, which give me positive 16. And this will be the final answer for number 2, part A. We'll now move on to problem 2b. So once again, we'll perform the operation and simplify completely. So the first thing we will do is the innermost parentheses, which is this portion here, and I'm going to distribute that negative 2 to everything on the inside. Notice as I distribute, the parentheses goes away because I'm distributing. And then we'll combine like terms in the brackets now, and that's going to give me minus x minus 2. And then once again I distribute now the positive 3 to everything on the inside, and that will give me x minus 3x minus 6. Combining like terms, we have minus 2x minus 6, and that is the final answer for part 2b. We're now look at problem 2c, and we're still simplifying the perform the operation and simplify completely. So as we know, inside parentheses first, there's nothing inside of the first parentheses to simplify, nor there's nothing inside the second parentheses, nor the third parentheses. So what we do, we then distribute immediately what's on the outside. So keep in mind, on the outside here, there is an invisible 1. It's a positive 1. So that doesn't change anything in the parentheses if you distribute a positive 1. So that gives me 3a squared minus 7a plus 3. Keep in mind, however, there is an invisible 1 there. So distributing that negative now, change all of the sign inside the parentheses. So we have minus 2a squared minus 5. Once again, distributing that invisible 1 there to everything on the inside, so we'll get plus 4a minus 1. And now we combine like terms. So here we have the a squared terms. If we combine those, 3a squared minus 2a squared will give me a squared. We have the a terms, minus 7a and plus 4a. So minus 7a plus 4a will give me negative 3a. And then the constant term, we have a positive 3, a minus 5, and a minus 1. If I combine positive 3 and minus 5, that gives me negative 2. Negative 2 minus 1 will give me negative 3. And this would be my final answer for part 2C. For question 2D, we're performing the operation, and you will notice that we are multiplying two parentheses here, so there's an invisible multiplication there. So the first thing we'll do is look to see if we can simplify inside the parentheses. Since there's nothing inside of each one of the parentheses to simplify, I'm going to distribute the 4x to the first term, and if I do that, that gives me 8x cubed. And then I distribute the 4x again to the second term in that parentheses, and that will give me minus 20x squared. And then I distribute the 4x to the third term in that parentheses, and that will give me a positive 28x. There's nothing else to distribute to the 4x, so now I move to the negative 3. So negative 3 times 2x will give me negative 6x squared. Negative 3 times 2x squared. And then if I do negative 3 times negative 5x, that will give me a positive 15x. And then finally, the negative 3 times the positive 7, and that will give me negative 21. Combining like terms, there is only one x cubed term, so that becomes 8x cubed. There are two x squared terms, so minus 20x squared minus 6x squared becomes minus 26x squared. There are the 28x term with the 15x term, and that becomes a positive 43x. And now we look for the constant term, and there is only one constant term of a minus 21. So the final answer is 8x cubed minus 26x squared plus 43x minus 21. And this is the final answer for part 2D, which is also the end of problem 2.